What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. Thank you so much for 31,000 subscribers. It's a fan favorite. We are back with the Premier League predictions. We had an insane night last night with the Champions League. It was super duper exciting. And here were the winning accumulators we had since the last video, including, of course, the Champions League last night. I went through my 18 picks from the video up on the channel. That's how you know these tips weren't fabricated or whatever. I picked my 6 favorite ones from the 18 games and gave out an ACCA of odds of 21.96 to all of the members over on Patreon, as well as the UCL both teams to score fourfold. And look at that, an absolute belter of an accumulator. If you want to get exclusive access to members, tips, accumulators, the group chat, direct messaging access to me, and you want to shout out every single video, you can click the first link in the description to join the Patreon. Speaking of which, flashing up on the screen are all of the people that have joined the Patreon and are supporting me on this journey on this channel. I was actually quite impressed. We predicted the Barcelona-Atalanta score perfectly, which was a lovely pick. But yeah, flashing up on the screen, as I said, are the people that are supporting me over there and allow me to make the Premier League videos, the Champions League videos, and all the other videos. I did get a comment from someone asking why I don't make Europa League predictions. I've never done Europa League group stage predictions on the channel, and most of the seasons I will pick up Europa League prediction videos when it gets to the round of 16 or quarter final. But given the amount of extra content I'm doing, we'll see if that ends up happening. If you want that to happen, let me know down in the comments. Speaking of the Europa League, the fixtures kick off in 2 hours after I upload this video. And if you join the Patreon within 2 hours of this video being uploaded, you'll be able to see my tips and accumulators for the Europa League tonight as well. So if you're watching this as soon as the video goes up, there's still time to get involved with the tips that I can't post on this channel, but that I do post to the members. Now, kicking it off in the Premier League, we have Nottingham Forest up against Brighton. Forest were absolutely battered by, it has to be said, a sort of weakened Bournemouth, 5-0. One of my best friends was at that game. What an experience that was, he said. And Nottingham Forest, they really need to bounce back. If we look at Brighton, they lost at the Amex to a rejuvenated Everton. And I think the misery continues. I know Brighton, I think they tend to travel better these days, but Forest, they need to bounce back. They need to make a statement. I'm actually going to say they'll keep a clean sheet, as they have been doing quite a lot this season. They are top of the clean sheet leaderboard. I'm going to go for Nottingham Forest to win this one 2-0. And I love the odds of Nottingham Forest to win at 2.4 for the tip. After this, it's probably one of the games of the week, I'd say. There's another one later down the line that, of course, is going to take headlines, but Bournemouth up against Liverpool. I'm actually yet to see anyone. I haven't watched many prediction videos, in fairness. I've watched like 2 at this point in time, but everyone's predicting Bournemouth to get something from this game, and all I have to say to that is, you're crazy. And I know you might think I'm crazy for saying Bournemouth are going to get beat, but they're not at full strength. Liverpool rested plenty of players against PSV, and I know Nottingham Forest are unbeaten against Liverpool in their 2 games this season, and Bournemouth just handed them a 5-0 loss at this very ground. But I just don't see it again. Surely not. Surely Bournemouth don't take more points from a giant. Let's not forget, not too long ago, Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0. I know things are different. I know things have changed. But Liverpool have to win this one. And unlike where Bournemouth have had shock results this season, particularly I would say the one against Arsenal, where the red card did help them out, but they were sort of going very much under the radar at that point, Liverpool are going to take Bournemouth so seriously, they're not going to get caught napping. That being said, I do think Bournemouth will score. They're on a good enough run to put the ball in the back of the net. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Liverpool. And I'm so confident that Bournemouth are doing well enough to score, but that Liverpool will still ultimately win. I'm going to tip Liverpool and both teams to score at 2.87. Now, is this me as an Arsenal fan just predicting that Liverpool win? Because then if I'm wrong, it's good for me. Possibly. Take this one with a grain of salt, of course. But I just don't see how Liverpool gets stopped by Bournemouth. And I know I've been burned by predicting against Bournemouth in the past, against the likes of, you know, Chelsea and Arsenal and Man City. But I just don't see it. I think Liverpool are going to win. And this is one of their hardest fixtures remaining, to be honest. After this, we travelled to Goodison Park for Everton up against Leicester. Leicester took a visit to Dr. Tottenham, who cured them of their poor run of form, giving them a win. And Everton, as I said, beating Brighton. Everton are going from strength to strength, and this is the perfect time for them to play Leicester. Obviously, after this game, in a week or so, they will have the rescheduled Merseyside derby, the final one at Goodison Park, where I think they could... I'd expect Everton to probably be more likely to get a result from Liverpool in the Merseyside derby than Bournemouth this week. But I think this one is, like I said, it's a good time to play Leicester, and I think they're going to win. I'm going to go for Everton to win 2-1, and the tip is going to be Everton to win at 1.8. After this, it is an incredible fixture. It's Ipswich up against Southampton. Ipswich really need a win. Like, Southampton, they're gone, right? But they can still cause some problems. They're still going to take points from someone this season. They're not going to finish on 6 points. And I think they could take points here. Ipswich really need a win. Everyone's expecting Ipswich to win. They are heavy favourites to win this game. And I think this is very much a gut feeling. And maybe it's because I haven't eaten yet today. I'm going to go for a shock Southampton 2-1 win. Crazy, I know. But, I mean, if Southampton are going to get points this season, this is one of the best times for them to do it as well. I know everyone's going to predict Ipswich to win, or maybe a draw. I don't think anyone's going to predict Southampton to win a game, but I'm going to go for it. Gut feeling, Southampton to win 2-1. The tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.7 because Ipswich absolutely could win. It could be a score draw. We can't forget that Ipswich beat Chelsea not too long ago in a, well, they won 2-0 as well, which is just insane. But this is a gut feeling. I think Southampton can actually cause an upset here. And when it happens, I'm going to remind you all that I said it. And yeah, it's going to be sick. Anyway, after this, we move to St. James's Park for Newcastle up against Fulham. Previous game week, we correctly predicted that Newcastle would beat Southampton 3-1. We incorrectly predicted that Fulham would beat Man United. They ended up losing, even though they definitely could have scored. And that goal line clearance at the end, oh my God, that was insane. They were this close to equalising Fulham. And I think the misery is going to continue. I don't see them going to St. James's Park and winning this. 3-1 perfect score prediction last week for Newcastle. I'm going for it again. Newcastle to win 3-1. And the tip is going to be Newcastle and both teams to score at odds of 3.2. That is the highest odds prediction this week. And I really, really like it. After this, we travel to Molineux for Wolves up against Aston Villa. A tasty Midlands derby. And I think Aston Villa are going to win this. They got a brilliant result against Celtic in the Champions League, securing top 8. I mean, had Atalanta scored another goal against Barca, Villa would have dropped out of the top 8. But still, they qualified in the Champions League. All eyes on this game. I think they're going to win. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Villa. And the tip will be Aston Villa to win at 2.1. Obviously, I hope, with regards to the Premier League, Bournemouth, like I mentioned earlier, my friend went to see them play. I've watched them play in the lower leagues, League 1, League 2, that sort of thing. I really want to see Bournemouth make Conference League. Whilst it'd be great, some people have said about Bournemouth being in the Champions League, Europa League, they're not going to go far in those competitions, right? But Bournemouth could really win the Conference League, and I'd love to see it. And I feel like the team that might stop them getting Conference League is Aston Villa. I'm not quite sure how the coefficients are going to work, what places actually get there. Maybe it'll be the 8th place in the Premier League gets the Conference League. I just hope Bournemouth make it, but I think Villa could cause them some problems, and as the season goes on, Villa will probably leapfrog Bournemouth in the table. And I think a 1-0 win here will help them do it, and I'm going to go for Aston Villa to win at 2.1 as the tip. Following this, we have what promises to be an electric game. Brentford up against Tottenham. Tottenham they're not in a relegation battle, let's be serious. But they're only not there because of the disparity in quality between the Championship sides and the Premier League sides that is sort of growing year on year. They're going to lose this game, I think. I'm going to go for Brentford to win 3-2. My tip is both teams to score an over 2.5 goals at 1.5 because just when everyone is finally on the Tottenham to lose train, they'll probably win. Like, a lot of people were saying Tottenham are just going to beat Leicester last week. They have to beat Leicester last week. And I think a lot of people will predict Brentford to win this week, and that's when Tottenham could turn up, even though they are massively depleted. So I'm going to err on the side of caution and say both teams to score an over 2.5 goals. You could look at both teams to score an over 3.5 goals at closer to evens. This game could start 2-2. You never know. But I think Brentford will just get the win in the end. After this, we travel to Old Trafford for Manchester United up against Crystal Palace. Last week, as I said, Man United getting the win against Fulham. Crystal Palace losing out to Brentford as well. They're going to want to bounce back. And I think at Old Trafford, Palace are going to manage it. I mean, Man United, it was a bit of a smash and grab against Fulham. It was a bore fest. I think the game deserved to be a draw, but United got over the line and managed to get the win. I don't think they're going to get it here. Crystal Palace are a decent team. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and the tip will be both teams to score at 1.66. Now, the next game of the week, it is Arsenal up against Manchester City. Hopefully, as an Arsenal fan, Bournemouth have already beaten Liverpool here. Then Arsenal win, close the gap, and the title race is very much on. However, as I said in this video, I've predicted Liverpool to beat Bournemouth, and I think Manchester City are going to beat Arsenal. I do. Again, maybe it's just me being like, if I get this right, at least I get the prediction right, and if I get the prediction wrong, Arsenal get something. But other than recent history, you know, the last couple of years, Arsenal have been playing well against Man City. City used to batter Arsenal. They used to just destroy us every single game. And I don't know if Saka's going to be back for this one, but something just tells me that Arsenal are going to bottle it. It's frustrating. Every single time Liverpool have dropped points this season in the last couple of months, Arsenal have pretty much done the same, gone and dropped points as well. We're really struggling to close the gap, even though Liverpool haven't been perfect. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 Manchester City win. I hope I'm wrong. But do I think Arsenal are going to win? No. So therefore, at pretty decent odds, my tip is going to be Man City double chance at 1.72. And you will probably not get better odds than that, other than, you know, Man City traveling to Anfield, which we know already happened, and we predicted Liverpool to win that anyway. Man City 2-1, City double chance at 1.72. And if the results fall that way, that's the title race over. Congratulations, Liverpool, you've won the league. But this is the game week where it could all change. If Bournemouth and Arsenal win, both at home, then we've got ourselves a title race. But the final game, Monday Night Football, it is Chelsea up against West Ham. Let's not forget what happened last time Chelsea played West Ham. They absolutely battered them. They were 3-0 up within like 30 minutes. I know West Ham have had a little bit of a bounce, but I think Chelsea are going to wipe the floor with them. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win, and the tip will be Chelsea and both teams to score at 2.5. And that does it for the Premier League Week 24 predictions. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, subscribe down below so you don't miss a single video. But that is going to do it from me, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.